Day 3, and I am soaked again. Today in build, we focus on some single leg strength work. I'm gonna make sure I put in plenty of single leg, like unilateral stuff for the next few weeks as we kind of rebuild everyone back into training in the gym. So part A, we did step ups on the box. Now these were front leg loaded, so we were limiting the push from the floor leg, the straight leg, off. So we were really trying to just push off that front leg, and then we're also trying to go as high as possible whilst maintaining that front leg loading. So it very much kind of copies the bottom of a squat position where you've got a big bit of knee flexion and then you're pressing through that leg, but then it's going to require a little bit of extra stability and control because you're not using that bottom leg to push off and give you that extra bit of momentum in the very bottom position. So the goal was to go as high as possible whilst still being able to do that front leg loading. I went 24-inch box on my first set, then I added 2 5 plates, and then I finished on my third set with 2 5 plates and a 10 plate. And I found these really good today. Being able to slide that leg up and down the box helps with your balance and positioning, because you can give yourself a bit of a counterbalance by pressing that flat foot into the box. Second movement was shrimp squats, part B. Now I really like these shrimp squats. They are basically a really good way of training the single leg squat, the pistol squat, and I think actually a better, more controlled, safer way. And so with these, there's loads of scales with them, and I'll put out a video with all the different scales later today. The one I did was the highest variation, but I had to reduce the range of motion a little bit. So I put a couple of plates, put my ab mat on the plates, so that when I went down, I found the position for me where if I went any further, I probably would have lost my position a little bit. So that was a really good strength movement for that single leg. And I can really actually feel my hamstrings, my glutes, my quads all working together when I'm in the bottom of that squat and to stand me back up. So the variation I did was holding my back leg, almost like a quad stretch on the non-working leg. The other variations I'll show today, you could do like a reverse lunge variation where you keep your back foot off the floor. And then from there, it's just choosing your range of motion. So picking a height where it's going to allow you to work hard but keep your control with that. And the last one was a goblet squat, and I'm ashamed to admit that I haven't really done goblet squats at all in the last few years, and my God, I've been missing out. Like, they were really tough for me, and mostly in my core, like the bracing in my core, holding that kettlebell where it was really tough. And my core was lit up at the end. And I also feel like because I was working so hard to brace my core, I was extremely gassed by the end. It was 12 to 20 reps, and I was doing 20 reps, and I was super gassed between sets on those. So moving on to sweats. Sweat was another really good workout today. I actually can't believe I was saying to Jack how good these workouts are, if I don't say so myself. It was a long 15 minutes, so 15-minute AMRAP. Today wasn't really interval style, it was just continuous work the whole 15 minutes. So a bit of a pacer today, not going out too hot from the get-go. So we had a check-in at 0. We had a check-in on the bike, which for the Echo bike for me was 24 calories. And then at 5 minutes, we had to get back on and do that again, and then the same at 10 minutes. So every 5 minutes for that 15, we had to do that like check-in of the calories before we could either start or continue where we left off on the AMRAP. So 24 calories, then get off, and then AMRAP rounds of 8 deadlifts. Program weight was 60 kilograms. So a nice weight, you can just move, really focus on your form, and you're never really overly fatiguing with those. Into 10 bar over burpees, chest to floor. And then I was making sure I was standing up all the way and walking into the bar to get a really good kind of breathe at the top and keep my quality with those. And it was more like a metronome, so I was just moving, breathing rather than rushing through them. Back to the deadlifts for another 8 deadlifts, and then finished the round with 50 skips. Your choice variation on the skips. I did double unders. You could have done single unders or alternating single unders. I'm not actually really sure how many rounds I got. Ali beat me yet again, but really good mover. So you just feel like you're moving for the whole 15 minutes. And I do feel like having those 5-minute chunks, it kind of broke it up a little bit. Even though it was a long 15 minutes, it did break it up, and you always know you're having a break from the AMRAP. Not that it was a break getting on the bike, it was obviously almost tougher once you got onto the bike. But it was about, for me, I think I did about 130 round one on the bike, and then about 145, and then about 150 on the last round on the bike. So then you've got about just over 3 minutes of work to move on that AMRAP. Really good workout. Hope you guys enjoy it. Check in on my shrimp squat video later today to just kind of get an idea of how to do these shrimp squats. And these are a really good accessory movement to do on all the time. Whether you're trying to build your squat up, strength-wise, heavy squats, you should be able to do a really quality single leg squat. Amazing for stability and kind of injury prevention as well. And mobility. Does everything.